That second goal in particular, Ilya, a couple of the replays made it look almost like it had gone through the net. What did you see from your angle? Did you think it hit?
You know, I can't tell you exactly what happened. I know the puck hit me in the stick, and I tried to seal the post, and I was kind of surprised was when puck was in the net.
Bit of it.
Camera angle certainly looked like it went underneath the net. It almost looked like.
Maybe it's
Disappointing night, Ilya. Maybe just talk about the other ones that got by you a little bit later in the game. Did you feel it? Was there one you wanted back, or what did you think of them?
about what?
The goals that beat you, the third and the fourth one.
Third one was deflected after the stick a little bit. It was puck changed the direction, and fourth one in the face-off was movements kind of in front of the net. Everyone tried to pick the players. And I tried to find the puck, where is it exactly, and that time he shoots, and Schultz probably wants to give me the lane to see the puck, and it was just was like unfortunate moment, you know, like, and was I look on the side to find the puck, and he shoots, and Schultz wants to give me the lane to see the puck, and this was just bad coincidence. What you know this word.
Gordon down there.
Stronger, tougher. Just a little bit about being in this one for a majority of it. I mean, just not having enough to continue in the end.
Yeah, I mean they're obviously a good hockey team, but like I said a few days ago, I just want to be that team that just hangs around. And, they get a couple power play goals, and anytime I don't think we had a power play tonight. So anytime the special teams battle is huge, and they don't give you much. So it's a tough loss, and our schedule isn't getting easier. So we just got to find a way to get a win.
Is it a little disheartening because you guys played well, you battled for the most part? It's just not enough.
Yeah, it's frustrating. I mean, we can't seem to get over that hump, and especially against a good team like that, they're not going to give you much, and you're not going to get many breaks. So, again, we don't want to hang our heads. Just got to keep going and push forward and try to find something, play desperate hockey.
Get the puck, you know that you're going to get hit, and that was a case of that. And I'm not sure what he caught there. It didn't really feel like much.
About the game and just you're in it, but in the end, it's a familiar result. You guys come through more than you would have liked. And size it up.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, it's they got a couple power play goals. We didn't get any power play chances, and I thought for the most part we battled hard. Sometimes against teams like that, we give them easy offense and really play into their hands. I don't know if that was the case tonight.
Are the losses any different when it's high-end teams compared to if it were a team that is lower in the standings, or they all are the same, if that makes sense?
Well, I think it's at that point in the year where the cream is starting to rise to, these teams are really good and they're at the top for a reason. So we know that it's going to be a tough task when they come in. We have to play our game as best we can. We can't really worry about who we're playing, but certainly a loss is a loss, and it's getting a little late for the moral victories,
they made some good plays. We're playing us really hard for the first half of the game, and we found a power play goal there in the second. And I think we started to lock down the hatches after that. Els made some big saves when he needed to. A couple shorthanded chances where Nugent Hopkins on a breakaway, he makes a save there. If he doesn't, game could go either way after that.
Were you ready for that, considering just not that long ago it was 6-0 in here?
Yeah, we look at the tape from last time we played them. They took it to us in the first period in that game, and we needed some big saves there to get our feet under us and get playing the right way, and then we were able to start doing that. And tonight, wasn't to start the game, but there was a section in there where we needed timely saves, got them, and were able to respond and put some pucks in the net and get 2 points.
Were you guys talking on the bench about that Lapierre goal and how it, for a brief moment, it looked like it'd gone in the side?
We just heard when they stopped the game and we're looking at the side of the net, checking for holes or whatever. That's the first we had heard about it. But sometimes luck or whatever, if it went under the net or things like that happen, and if it's a 1-goal game at the end, maybe there's a big protest. But in the end, I think we did enough to secure a good win tonight.
So what's this going to be like from now till the Olympic break? Because I guess there's a big push on at this point.
There is, and it's right after the Olympic break, so a trade deadline. So teams are staking their claims and trying to show that they're contenders or they're going to take a year and maybe trade some pieces. And I think everyone's aware of the intensity that's going to be for the second half of the season, competing for playoff spots, and teams are trying to gear up and get better every day, so they're peaking at the right time come playoff time.
You like where the Blues are at?
I don't know if we can complain too much. We've got things to work on for sure, but we've trended in the right direction and made steps all the time. And hopefully Osh is okay from that last little incident there with a couple minutes left. But players in and out of the lineup, different guys stepping up, responding after times where we haven't played so well and getting back on the horse. We need a lot more of that for the rest of the season and into the playoffs.
Thanks for this.
Thank you.
6 games straight.
I think we got away from our game plan a little bit tonight, but the way we're playing as of late, we have the confidence to come back and guys scoring big goals, and obviously getting up by 2 and then adding that last one, nail in the coffin a little bit.
Were you ready for their quick start?
Well, yeah, that's how they came out last time. So, we tried to weather the storm and create a storm ourselves, and kind of take it to them. But, it's the way things have gone so far. I don't really have an explanation, but they're a quick team, and when they come at you, they come at you pretty hard.
Are you happy that the team is able to keep kind of a level head even when a team like the Oilers is pushing back like the way they did?
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's all about, is just staying even keel, and whether up by 2 or down by 2, you just got to keep plugging along and trusting the game plan. And I think guys are trusting and helping each other out there.
You weren't checking for holes in the side of your net, were you?
No, I still got to see the replay. I didn't see a hole. I looked in the third period, but I'll see the replay. I heard it was a little bit of an optical illusion there.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Start was good. We didn't maintain that level, but we had a good start. We had some good zone time. Berglund's line had some opportunities, didn't cash in, and then I thought we got into playmaking mode for most of the second period and regrouped towards the end, and then managed the game the way we had to in the third. Yeah, I thought the best line was Lapierre's. I thought they were really good. They gave us great energy. They were on top of the puck. They were on the forecheck. I thought when we made the switch and put PRV there, it really gave that line some energy. And I thought they created turnovers. They really hemmed the Oilers in on every shift, and it was a real good line for us. Yeah, he was solid. He was good when he had to be, and he made a couple of big saves when it was 2-2 to allow us to go 3-2, 4-2, and then there wasn't much going on in the third.
6 wins in a row, obviously, going to be pretty happy with offense.
Going into today, I would have said yes. We didn't play well today. We didn't play well, and I think a lot of the drama that goes on with the day today really affected our players. I think there was a lot of we didn't have the focus that we've had, and we'll have to get it back here on this road trip. We can play a lot better, but I think with all the drama, with all the Olympic stuff, I think you could see it really draining on people today.
We don't see Backus a ton. Is he that dominant on most nights for you in every aspect, from physical to offense and creating chances?
He's physical smart. You know, he's not just running around. When he's on top of his game, he's focused. He's positionally strong. He's got enough skill that he can obviously get the job done offensively, but just his will and his compete level and his positional play really discourage people. So he's really elevated his game this year. He's added that obviously you can see that shot. He's really elevated his game offensively, but he still's got the same gritty level that he needs to have defensively, which is a good sign for us.
Any early indications on Oshie?
We don't know. We'll know tomorrow. So, okay, thanks.
The 2-2 game, yet a lot of people in the end are going to look at that as a universe unfolding as it should, a bigger, better team winning a hockey game.
Yeah, I thought didn't love our start. I thought we were watching them play again, and especially in our own zone. We weren't initiating contact, and then we finally figured that out and got going and ended up with some offensive zone time. And I thought we were playing with them. I know they were having the upper hand in some shots, but I think that came from their power plays and our lack of. But then the game fell away, and it's hard when you've got Bouwmeester and Peter Angelo out there half the game. It's once they got the lead, it was extremely hard to get anything to their net. I thought we had a couple chances late, maybe to do something with it, but we just couldn't get it in there. That's a good hockey team.
And an update on Hemsky?
I think he's all. I'm not even sure what happened. Yeah. So usually, if they're alarmed by it, I'm alerted right after the game. I haven't been alerted to anything, so I'm hoping it's just a smoke and no fire.
How did you think Morency played?
I thought he was okay. Yeah.
Is he getting better? Is he getting more comfortable?
No, I think I think he's getting much more comfortable and continuing to grow on the job. And where we're at with our injuries on our back end, and he's come in and earned his minutes, that's for sure. And I don't know if everybody understands how hard that is for a young defenseman to come in a situation that we're in, to come in and play like he has. And he's played well. Yeah, I thought he was okay tonight, but we like where he's going so far.
The thing he has to work on is
physical, the tough stuff in the corners and stuff, and use his body more than.
Yeah, he's just not there physically yet, and that'll come. You guys see him in there. He's not of Zdeno Chara strength and size yet, but we're hoping that he gets there, and usually they do.
There's some confusion about that second goal, whether the puck had gone in the side of the net or something. Did you guys get an explanation when they were checking the net?
They checked the net, and I think they told Andrew Ferentz that there was no hole there. I've got that little monitor at my feet. I kept trying to look at it, but it was a couple times it looked like it went through, and then I was like, is that a stick coming through? I'm not sure what happened there. I do know that the guys in Toronto, they rarely get it wrong. I've been up there. I've been up there and watched games a couple times, and they've got so many views. I'm flabbergasted if they ever get it wrong. So I'm assuming that it was a goal.
How do you think Riz played?
Average. He's played some good games for us. I thought he was a little off. I thought he was fighting the puck a little bit. He was good early when we were standing around letting him play, but I'm sure he'd probably like at least one of those back.
The Nugent Hopkins line was contained pretty good tonight. You just write that off to Peter Angelo and Bouwmeester being out there against it quite a bit, or would you like to see them do some other things to kind of get going a little bit?
Well, it's an experience thing. Those are two of the best defensemen in the world, and I went a couple of different ways with it tonight. At first, I was like, "There's your challenge. Go get them." And then I started dancing around that pair a little bit. But they were diligent. They would, those two guys just take note, have a look. Nuge, Eberle, and Hall aren't here. They change, they get out the other pair, and then they wait for them. But that's part of their development, that line. That's who they're going to see. And as they grow and as they get more experience, eventually they will be taking over defensemen like that.
Is that why the minutes are down a little bit for Taylor in particular in that line? I mean, I think they were 10-something after the second period, and I think 3 of the last 4 games they've been down too. There was the one game where clearly it sat them for a bit, but is any of that indicative of their play or just?
No, it wasn't anything like tonight. It was I wasn't trying to send them a message or anything like that at all. It was it was probably more of dancing around that pairing a little bit. And then the other thing, we get into games like against teams like this, I think you'd have to count the number of D-zone face-offs we had. And I usually like to snake Gordon's line out there for those. But yeah, I wasn't sending that line a message. Their minutes were their minutes. The other thing is their minutes are down tonight because we didn't seem to be good enough to get a power play.
When you're up against a team like St. Louis, 10 Olympians and all these great players, are you guys, is this team at a point where its best isn't good enough? Like, is that a fair thing to say, or is that a dangerous thing to say?
Well, no, I would never say that. Like, that's your challenge. And I always think those are the great accomplishments when everybody looks at the lineups and it's, yep, they got 10 Olympians and they're a top team in the conference. They've got I think they've got under 10 losses this year. I mean, I'm sure the betting in Vegas wasn't on us, and I think there lies a great opportunity. And tonight again, I thought we were with them for part of the game, but we couldn't sustain it for the 60.
Gazdic did. It looked like he was trying to get somebody engaged on the other team. He was hitting lots of people.
Yeah, listen, the one guy that, especially of late, that I think's making great strides is Luke in his game. He understands his role, but he's getting better as a hockey player. And boy, there was a lot of talk from St. Louis to our bench, and he was quick to engage it. there was one individual on the other team who had a lot to say to Luke, and then suddenly when Luke went out and stood beside him, he had very little to say. And that's part of the gamesmanship on the ice, right? There's a lot of talk down there. There's things are said that you can't believe that are said sometimes, and that gets people going. But I think Luke has filled his role, and at the same time, he understands that he has to play. He's got to get to be a better player, and he's doing that. He's putting in the necessary work, and it's always great to see improvement in a guy like that, because some guys that do what Luke that fill that role, that's all they worry about is that role. They don't do the extra to become better hockey players, and he's doing that.
Now, it seems like at the end of the one period there, you were wanting to talk to the refs. I know there was some frustration on the bench. Did you feel like a couple of calls didn't go your way that could have, or?
Yeah, I just think it's hard in this game with the speed and what goes on out there that I would guess that St. Louis is, just with their beef and the way they play, they've got to be in the top 10 teams time shorthanded in the league. And how suddenly on a night like tonight they didn't commit one infraction. And the one time there was a commotion at our bench, our players who were yelling for a penalty were right. What they were yelling, they were 100% right. I saw the play, the whole building saw the play, and somehow the guys on the ice didn't. And I understand that happens, but they were quick to respond to our bench, and I didn't like that. Hey, players yell sometimes out of frustration, and the ref wants to come over and scold them, absolutely. If the player's not right, great. But I don't like them coming to our bench when they're wrong, and that's where I had the problem with it.
Is Arcobello getting back to where he was before he got injured? Scored a goal today. Did you like his game?
Yeah, Arco's he's an interesting player. You can fill him in a lot of roles. We can use him on the penalty kill. We've got a lot of guys that fill space on the roles on our power play, but he can go there too. We can move him up the lineup. We can keep him on the fourth line. And the great thing about Arco, he's a bobblehead. Just whatever you ask him to do, yeah, good, thank you. And we like that about him. So, he had that rib injury, and those are delicate because it affects your breathing, and he missed some time. But I think he's back up to speed.